There will be days when life seems like a storm that won't pass. There will be battles you fight where the odds are stacked against you. There will be moments when you feel like giving up. But in those very moments, a voice must rise within you and say, "Never stop trying." Welcome to another episode of Stoic Strength, where ancient wisdom meets the grit of modern life. Today, we're talking about how to keep going when everything in you wants to quit. We're diving into Stoic principles for overcoming obstacles and discovering how men and women from centuries past endured the unbearable and came out stronger. So, if you're tired, discouraged, or feeling stuck, stay with me. Because the storm may be strong, but your soul can be stronger. Let's start with a hard truth. Obstacles are not interruptions to life. They are life. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "Difficulties are things that show what men are." In other words, obstacles reveal us. They test the foundation of who we are, and in the testing, we are forged. You lose your job, it's not the end. You get betrayed, it's not a verdict on your worth. You fail, it doesn't mean you are a failure. Stoicism teaches us that external events don't define us. Our response does. Your obstacle may not go away, but the power to confront it lies within. Let's talk about perspective. The Stoics believed that we don't suffer from events. We suffer from our judgment about them. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic king of endurance, wrote, "Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed." Don't feel harmed, and you haven't been. That's radical. He's not saying ignore pain. He's saying you can choose your lens. A delay is not a disaster. A detour is not defeat. Rejection is not ruin. It's all data. It's all feedback. It's all part of the path. Shift your lens and you shift your power. Modern author Ryan Holiday brought Stoicism into the 21st century with one unforgettable truth. The obstacle is the way. That's not just a motivational quote. It's a blueprint. Let's break it down. You're facing resistance. Good, that means you're moving. You're feeling the weight of hardship. Good, that means you're alive, in the fight, not asleep. To the Stoic, an obstacle is not an enemy. It's an ally in disguise. It's the gym where the soul is strengthened. It's the fire where resolve is tempered. So what do you do when you face a wall? You don't stop. You look for another path, over it, under it, around it, through it, and if none exist, you build one. The Stoics made a clear distinction. There are two types of things in life: things within your control, things outside your control. Your emotions, your attitude, your choices, you control those. Other people's actions, the economy, the weather, death, not yours to manage. Seneca said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." How many of us lose days worrying about what might happen instead of owning what we can do? When you focus on what you control, you take back your power. You stop waiting. You stop blaming. You stop freezing. You start acting. You start building. You start overcoming. In today's world, it's easy to escape. One click and we're gone, scrolling, binging, numbing, pretending. But Stoicism teaches the opposite. It tells us, lean into the pain. Don't run. Endure. Epictetus, who was born a slave and lived with a crippled leg, taught his students, don't seek for everything to happen as you wish it would, but rather wish that everything happens as it actually will. Then your life will flow well. This is radical acceptance, not defeat, but deep resolve. When life hits hard, don't numb it. Don't deny it. Endure it. Because every time you endure, you grow. The world doesn't need more comfort seekers. It needs more courage takers. Stoicism calls us to courage, not just bold acts, but daily endurance. Marcus Aurelius faced wars, betrayal, plagues, yet he wrote, "If it's endurable, then endure it. If not, stop complaining. That's not cold. That's clarity. Comfort keeps you where you are. Courage takes you where you're called. You won't always feel brave. That's okay. Courage isn't about feelings. Courage is doing what's right, even when fear is screaming. And when you choose courage over comfort, you become unstoppable. Here's the final and perhaps most powerful principle. Keep showing up day by day. Step by step. Try, fail, try again. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, just that you do the right thing. The rest doesn't matter. Not applause. Not results. Not perfection. Just this. Show up. You may not see the fruit today, but keep planting seeds. You may not win the fight yet, but keep swinging. Because the Stoics knew something we often forget. You cannot control success. But you can control effort, and effort, when combined with time, moves mountains. So if you're facing something hard, a loss, a failure, a fear, here's what the Stoics would say to you. You were born for this. You have what it takes. Don't quit. Never stop trying. Obstacles will rise. But so can you, not because you're lucky, not because you're perfect, but because you've trained your soul to endure. So the next time life hits you, breathe, stand up, and whisper to yourself the words of Marcus Aurelius. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Thank you for watching Stoic Strength. If this video reminded you to rise again, share it with someone who needs it. And remember, greatness isn't about never falling, it's about never staying down. Subscribe for more Stoic wisdom, modern motivation, and timeless truths. Until next time, drop a comment. I will not give up.